Everyone said my wife was perfect. They always tell me she's so lovely or you're such a lucky guy. Her public persona was flawless. She had this radiant smile that could light up any room and people were just drawn to her warmth. It was like living with a celebrity. Everyone adored her. But that was the face she showed the world. At home, things were different. I'd come home late, tired from a long day, and she'd greet me at the door. Her voice would be soft, almost a whisper. "Where were you?" she'd ask. "Just at work, honey." Got held up in a meeting, I'd reply, trying to sound casual. But she'd just smile that same lovely smile, the one everyone else admired, and her eyes would tell a different story. "You're lying," she'd say, her tone never changing, but the atmosphere in the room would instantly turn cold. People loved her smile. They never saw her eyes in the dead of night, gleaming with something I couldn't quite name. It was a look that made the hair on my arms stand up. It was possessive, calculating. Living with that constant, quiet scrutiny felt like being in a cage. Her love wasn't a comfort. It was a surveillance system. Every move I made was tracked, every word I said was analyzed. The perfect wife was a perfect warden. The pressure became unbearable. So one day, while she was out charming the world, I made a decision. I packed a single bag, just the essentials, my hand shaking the entire time. I didn't leave a note. What could I possibly say? I just walked out the door and didn't look back. I drove for hours, not really knowing where I was going, just needing to put distance between us. Finally, I checked into a small motel in a town I never heard of. My phone had been silent the whole time, and I almost let myself believe I was free. Then it buzzed, a message from my wife. My heart pounded in my chest as I read it. "I know where you are." A cold dread washed over me. How? How could she possibly know? Before I could even process it, another message came through. But this one was different. It wasn't a threat, not directly. It said, "I'm happy you left. Now everyone will finally see the real me." That was the moment I truly understood. The mask wasn't for me. It was for them. My presence had forced her to maintain the facade of the perfect, loving wife. Now that I was gone, the real her, the one I saw in the dark, was free to come out and play, and that was a terrifying thought. Sometimes the people who seem the most lovely, the most perfect, are the ones you should be most afraid of. Be careful who you trust. The brightest smiles can hide the darkest secrets. Thanks for listening. If this story resonated with you, hit that subscribe button for more.